What's up, guys? I don't know how many times.
How many times have you done this?
I have no idea, dude. I'm losing my shit. I don't know how many more times I'm gonna say this before people are like, oh my god, she's just doing fucking makeup. It's fine, relax.
We just film like this.
Oh my god, my nipple almost popped out.
Oh
my god.
And nowhere near your nipple, so.
No nipples! She ain't got no nipples! What's up, guys? Welcome back to my YouTube channel. Hannah here, and in today's video I'm going to show you guys how to get this look using only drugstore products. My current favorites, things that I have been currently loving in my daily face routine. Just different things such as foundation, blush, highlight, eyeshadow, lipstick, mascara, just the basic stuff that you're going to want to use probably in your everyday life. So with that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. This is only the second video that I have posted. I'm still trying to get used to being able to speak in front of a camera and getting people to engage and have fun and just enjoy their time with YouTube and watching me and enjoying like what I do on a daily basis. But that being said, I still have so much stuff to learn. I need to understand how YouTube works, you know, what my audience wants to see. So I would love it if you guys could drop a comment down below. Tell me what you want to see, things that I can improve on, and please, I'm not afraid of constructive criticism, but I don't want to hear your shit. If you're going to talk shit, then it is what it is. You're gonna do what you're gonna do. I might just slap a hoe a little bit, but it's fine. I'm hoping that in the next few weeks I can try to get a schedule done for you guys. As a lot of you know, I am a professional tattoo artist, so I'm actually currently recording in a makeup studio that we built inside of our tattoo shop that we own. So I never know, you know, depending on my availability, I can, you know, sometimes shoot a video on this day or that day, but I'm definitely going to be working a lot harder to try to set an actual schedule for you guys. That way you know when I'm going to be posting my videos, and as long as you ring that bell down below, you'll get notified whenever I post a video. And if you like and subscribe to my channel, I'm going to be probably doing some video giveaways here within the next couple of weeks once I get things kind of rocking and rolling and get set down into a schedule. If you want to see how I got this look today using only drugstore products, go ahead and continue watching. And as always, if you don't like me and if you don't like this video, don't fucking watch, period. And it is what it is. I hope you guys enjoy my video. Alright, so jumping right into everything, I'm going to go ahead and start off with the E.L.F. brow pencil in the shade, oh god dang it. This is why I need to wear my contacts when I'm doing this shit, because I can't see anything. So I'm going to go ahead and use this to finish filling in my brows, and I've actually been loving this product lately. It's very creamy. The pigmentation is pretty nice, but it's also very buildable. So it's not one of those products that you are going to like immediately lay down and be like, oh shit, like that's way too much, like back it up, hold on, too much going on. So this has been kind of my current drugstore fave as far as eyebrows. I don't want to go into a whole eyebrow tutorial or anything like that because, as we've said many different times, my eyebrows are fucking garbage. So I'm going to be kind of using this to finish filling in the rest of my eyebrows. So this is super pigmented, really, really pretty. As you can see, I've absolutely been loving this product. So I'm gonna go ahead now and just finish carving out my brows. So I'm taking the E.L.F. concealer in Fair Beige. I hope that this is focusing and in frame. And I'm actually gonna be using that to carve out my brows, as well as using it on the rest of my face once I get foundation on. And I'm just taking that concealer and just really carving out the bottom of that brow that I created. And then bringing that into the nose line and then kind of blending this out, because I am going to be actually using this concealer as an eyeshadow primer. So that way I have a sticky surface for my eyeshadows to be able to grip onto. I'm using a flat concealer brush. I'm taking the M167, which is going to be this really nice flat concealer brush that already has concealer on it, of course, because why the fuck not? And I'm just gonna take that, and again, I'm just gonna repeat the same process, just kind of following along the bottom edge of my eyebrow. Now, I have a really weird area right here in my eyes, as you guys can probably see. I have a really harsh crease here, and this part of my eye here tends to get really lost and dark, so I'm actually gonna take a little bit of that concealer that's just kind of left over and blend that in and kind of create this harsh line between those two eyebrows, and then kind of bring some brightness back up into this area right in here. Now, of course, I'm gonna go back over it with more concealer once I'm all finished, and then it's gonna really brighten the eyebrow area, which are gonna be the highest points of the face. So after I have the bottom part of my eyebrows carved out, the next thing that I'm gonna be doing is taking my foundation here, and again, putting some just on the back of my hand. And I'm going to take this concealer, again using this M167 brush from Morphe, and carving out now the top part of my eyebrow. So I'm going to take that foundation and just line that top. Now, the reason that I'm using a concealer for the bottom part of my eye and the foundation for the top part of my eye is because I actually like my concealer to be probably about 1 to 2 shades lighter than my foundation, so that way it really brightens up my under eye, or my under eye and my eyebrow. It really kind of brightens up that area, as you can probably see. So that kind of makes everything a lot lighter, and then carving it out with foundation also creates that like hardcore, like snatched as fuck moment. So I'm gonna go ahead and do the same thing on the other eye. Now, I've heard so many different, people say like, oh, eyebrows are supposed to be sisters, not twins, and I completely agree with that because mostly I'm just awful at eyebrows. So I know this area now is looking super fucking crazy, so I'm just gonna take a small amount of foundation and go right into the middle of my eyes, and then where the middle of my eye lines up with the top part of my eyebrow right here, so the center inner eye corner is gonna go straight up, and that is how I'm gonna be able to find where my eyebrow should sit on either side. And then I'm just gonna kind of blend that up and in. And then taking a damp beauty sponge, I'm actually using the one from E.L.F. Cosmetics right now. I dampened it, so it's of course already grown in size. It's super soft. And I'm just gonna take that foundation and blend that into my skin even more. So I'm gonna go ahead and blend that out quickly. That's what I've been using as far as products for my eyebrows. I am actually gonna take the Wet n Wild Photo Focus Face Primer in Matte. And I'm gonna go ahead and just apply that. I'm gonna take just a little bit to the finger, or a lot to the finger, apparently. And we're just gonna go ahead, take that and dot it and massage it into the skin. I have a very oily T-zone. So places like my nose and the apples of my cheeks right here get super oily throughout the day and actually cause my foundation to break apart and come off, and I just end up getting like super oily and shiny, and that's not something that's what I'm personally looking for. I know. So I'm gonna go ahead and apply this matte primer to my face, let that set for a couple seconds, and then let it dry, and then we're gonna jump right into foundation. So as far as foundations go, I've got 2 really good recommendations for you guys as far as what I have been loving from the drugstore. This Wet n Wild Photo Focus Foundation, which I believe is $5 and some change from Wet n Wild, is incredible. Now, if you have a drier skin type, this is probably not going to be a good foundation for you because it does tend to pick up a lot on the dry patches of my skin. Now, that being said, I'm okay with that because of the oiliness that I do have in my T-zone. So I'm actually just going to apply a little bit of this foundation into the oilier parts. The second recommendation that I'm going to have for you guys is by Maybelline. And that would be the Maybelline 24-Hour Superstay. And I am in the shade Porcelain. And I'm actually gonna take that and apply it directly to areas where I'm not gonna be as oily. And I'm just gonna go ahead and blend this out and mix both of these foundations. Now the reason that I'm mixing both of these foundations together is because, like I was saying earlier, that oily T-zone, I've been using this to kind of combat the oils that my face produces, and just kind of blending that together with a more hydrating formula from that Maybelline foundation, because it does apply very nicely. The coverage is great. I mean, I can still see some redness because of course my face is breaking out from that time of the month, ladies. You know what's good. So I'm just blending and blending and blending. I'm gonna go ahead and finish blending everything. The coverage is incredible. I mean, as you guys can kind of see probably, I hope, on my big ass 7 head. Especially mixing these two foundations together, I have found that for me personally, that has been the best go-to as far as like my foundation goes. Now, of course, you always want to make sure that you are blending your foundation into your jawline. So now we're gonna go ahead and jump into concealer. So this here is the E.L.F. concealer in Fair Beige. This has been my pretty much like go-to concealer. Now, I always go a couple shades lighter than my actual skin tone, and the reason for that is because I like a super bright under eye. So I'm actually just going to apply this into the corners of my eye and down kind of towards the side of my nose. And you want to create a nice triangle, and that's going to actually illuminate your under eye, really brighten everything up, and it sits really nice on the skin. So I just went ahead and used that concealer to highlight my under eyes as well as my chin, which is incredibly small, and then down the sides of my nose and up into this dark area that I have here. And I'm actually gonna kind of blend some of this like leftover concealer up onto my actual eyelid, because as I had mentioned before, I'm actually gonna be using that as an eyeshadow primer. So I'm just gonna take the back end of, or not beauty blender, beauty sponge from E.L.F. Cosmetics, and just really kind of tap that into the skin. And as you can see, I look so much more energized, awake, and it will cover your insecurities, student loans, debt, anything else you can fucking think of, this shit's gonna cover it, I promise you. And I like to illuminate the center of my forehead because, as I've mentioned multiple times, I do have a very large forehead, which is no fucking secret. We all know my forehead's fucking huge. We get it. It's fine. We're on to the next. It is what it is. So I'm gonna go ahead and blend this side out and blend it out. You want to go ahead and blend out those creases, and immediately you want to set it with a powder. I am going to be taking Maybelline Fit Me powder, which I absolutely love. It has a little bit of pigment to it, which I'm actually going to be baking with later, and then I'll show you guys when I get to that point of how I bake my face. So I'm going to go ahead and blend out the creasing on my eyelid, and then just lightly set it with the leftover powder that I had from setting this down here up into there. So that way I still have a little bit of a tacky surface for when I go into my eyeshadows, but it also sets that so you can see there's no more creasing in here versus the other side, where I do have a little bit of creasing going on. It's not a crease resistant or crease proof concealer. That's not what this E.L.F. one is. So you always want to make sure that before you set your concealer or foundation, you want to blend out any harsh lines or creases or anything along those lines. And that powder is going to help lock everything in place. I'm also going to take a little bit of excess powder and powder my nose, because again, I do have a very hard time with foundation or concealer or anything like that really just kind of breaking apart around my nose and then on that T-zone area. Anything is, that's really gonna help prevent everything from slipping and sliding around, because we don't fucking want that. This shit needs to stay on all day, but I ain't got time for all that. I got people to stick and stab and tattoo and put pretty pictures on people. So we don't have time to sit here and touch up our makeup every fucking 5 minutes. So I'm going to continue to take the same powder. It is the Maybelline Fit Me powder in the shade 05, which is Fair. This is what I've been using to set my face. I'm still using the same sponge. I'm going to apply just a little bit of that powder across the rest of my face. And that's going to really help set any tacky areas, which could potentially cause problems when you are trying to contour, blend, or apply bronzer or any other types of powders. You want to make sure that all of your foundation and your concealers and everything are set with a powder, so that way when you're applying it with a brush, it's easier to blend together because everything's already set. It has a nice smooth, dry surface to be able to go onto versus this side, which is a little bit more tacky. So I'm gonna go ahead and just set the rest of my face using this powder. So once I have the rest of my face set, I go from here straight into bronzer. Now, Wet n Wild just recently released their Wet n Wild Color Icon bronzer powder. So this is what it looks like. This is the one that I have been using. And I am gonna be using the shade Jesus fucking Christ, I'm way too blind for this. I'm gonna be using the shade Palm Beach Ready. I wanna say it's like $3 to $4 for this bronzer. And I'm just using a $2 E.L.F brush. There's no numbers or anything on it, but it is this kind of like fluffier brush. So I'm actually gonna take that bronzer onto my brush, as you can see, and then tap off that excess. There is a little bit of kickback, as you can probably see. And then I'm gonna take this bronzer right above my ear, towards the corner of my mouth. So I kind of like to pucker my lips just a little bit and give it like a little shuckshy look. And I'm just gonna go ahead and tap that in there. And that's going to actually deposit some color. Once I've got that, that's when I'm gonna go ahead and start making circular motions to really blend that together. None of this shit. I really low-key don't know what the fuck I'm doing. But we're having fun doing it, and that's all that matters. And then up onto the temples, because again, like I've said a million fucking times, I have a big ass forehead, and honey, I ain't trying to deal with that shit. We're just gonna go ahead and blend some of this bronzer into the temples by just kind of stippling it in and then blending out any excess to really kind of smooth out any hard lines or anything that's gonna make it look less natural. So from here, what did I just do? Something broke. I just fucked up. So going from the cheekbones and the temple area, I'm gonna carve out my jawline because heaven knows when I look down, I got like a, this should be my thumbnail. Bring out the double chin. So I'm gonna go ahead now and carve out the bottom part of my jawline here. So I'm gonna take this and again, blend it down into the bottom part of my neck. And then I'm gonna go ahead, I mean, you guys have seen how I have bronzed up this side of my face. So I'm gonna go ahead and do the other side of my face. All right, so once you have your cheeks done and everything is looking really nice and blended together, I'm actually going to take the same bronzer from Wet n Wild and some random fucking brush that I got from Walmart. It's a random eyeshadow brush that I got because I have been absolutely loving this for nose contour. So I'm gonna take that and of course tap off your excess powder, and I'm gonna take this straight from my take this from my eyebrow straight down into my nose. And I'm just gonna go ahead and lightly contour my nose, which is also gonna bring some of that bronzeness from the cheekbones into the actual nose section. And it's really gonna kind of slim everything down and make your nose look skinnier than your ex-boyfriend's wiener. So now my nose is contoured. I have my bronzer applied and all of that, which means I get to go ahead and start baking my face. Again, I'm gonna dip back into that Maybelline Fit Me powder, and I'm gonna go ahead and apply some of that directly under my eyes because again, like I said, I do really have this super oily T-zone. So I'm gonna wait a few minutes. I'm going to let this bake sit in. Normally I'd probably do my eyeshadow first, but here. So now what I'm gonna do is I'm going to take a clean, fluffy brush. I'm taking this broken one that I got from MAC like 5 years ago. The bottom part of it's broken, but it works pretty darn good for being able to wipe off any excess powders or anything like that. So I'm gonna go ahead and wipe off the excess from around my nose and from my under eye area. And as you can see, once I blend that out, it makes those cheekbones popping. My lip gloss is popping, my lip gloss is cool. All the boys keep jacking, they take me after school. What you know about me? What you know about me? What you know about me? My favorite, I've been really loving this Milani blush lately. I have been using the shade 03 Berry Amore. And I'm gonna go ahead and take this on another E.L.F. brush. It's a flat type brush. So I'm gonna go ahead, take this Milani blush, tap off again any excess powder, which you always wanna do. And I'm gonna go ahead and apply that to the apples of my cheeks to bring back some color into the areas where they were lacking. Now this blush does have a very, very slight shimmer to it, which is completely fine. Ooh, I went a little heavy on the blush, but it's okay. It's okay, girl. We gonna make it work. We gonna make it work. And then again, I'm gonna go ahead and apply it to the other side. And that's just really gonna bring back some warmth into the cheekbones and the color. And you know what they say, blush makes you look like less of a bitch. Just fucking kidding, because clearly here we are, and I'm still an asshole. So I'm gonna also take that blush and apply it into a little bit on the forehead, just into the kind of temple region and right underneath the nose. And then like I said, blush does tend to disappear on me, so there's a very good chance that a lot of this is actually gonna kind of calm down, which is completely fucking fine. Highliner, motherfuckers. So lately I have been using the Wet n Wild loose pigment highlighters from the Zodiac collection that they released recently. So I'll just take a little tiny bit of that and tap off any excess powder and apply that to the high points of the face. That of course includes your cheekbone area, which is gonna be of course right under the cheekbone. And then I'm gonna also take that down into the apples of my cheeks ever so slightly. So that way when I'm smiling or anything like that highlighter's popping. And it's gorgeous. I'm currently just using it on a dry brush. Now of course you can take it on a brush that you apply some setting spray to. So you can apply some like Fix Plus, or really, I mean fuck it, you can even use water realistically. And that's just gonna kind of really brighten everything up, bring out those cheekbones. I mean, like I'm porcelain, bitch. Porcelain, bitch. Okay, so now that I've got my highlighter and everything else applied. So a really bomb eyeshadow palette that I've been using lately is also from Wet n Wild. If you haven't noticed, I love Wet n Wild. I think they're a fantastic brand. They're very affordable. You can find them in Walmart, Walgreens, pretty much anywhere, and their products are pretty freaking good, if I do say so myself. I've had very little to no problems. They're trying to go more of like a vegan route. Color Icon, and I believe it is called Rose in the Air is the name of the palette. And then using just kind of a fluffy brush or whatever you really have on hand. I'm just using, honestly, like some cheap, shitty brush. I'm gonna take this color right here, and I'm gonna go ahead and apply that to the transition shade, which is gonna be just basically right above my crease area. And I'm just gonna take that color and just really blend it in, because I'm gonna go for like more of a warm toned, I don't know yet. We're just gonna do things. So I'm gonna take this eyeshadow and I'm just basically going back and forth in windshield wiper motions and then small circular motions to really kind of bring that up into the eyebrow area. So I'm just gonna take this dark brown shade right here into the outer corner, and I'm just kind of patting this on here into the outer corner, and then taking any excess that I have and just really blending this into the front part of my eye to really kind of define the outer crease and really define my crease area and the outer eye, the outer corner. I'm gonna go ahead and do the same thing for my other eye over here. I will be right back. The next color that I'm gonna be diving into is going to be this kind of deeper orangey red shade, and I'm also going to be just kind of applying that to the outer corner, and then just kind of working that into all over, and just kind of warming that area back up and just kind of blending everything together with that darker orange shade right here. It's like a reddy, orangey, I don't know. It's just super, super pretty. And that kind of brings back some warmth into the actual eyelid itself. And then just taking that and just doing a very light layer over everything. So the next thing I'm gonna do actually this time is I'm gonna go ahead and dip into this bright orange shade right here. And I'm just gonna go ahead and place that on any remaining open areas right here. So now using a flat packer brush, I'm gonna be dipping into this palette by Hard Candy, which is kind of like, it's called Glitterazzi. But I'm just gonna go ahead in with this glitter, using a flat packer brush that again I am using from E.L.F. Cosmetics that can be found at Walmart. That's where I picked mine up at. And I'm just kind of packing that on there. Where I want the most concentration, I'm packing on and then just kind of stippling that out. Okay, so now that I've got that going on, I'm gonna go ahead and apply this darker orange shade right to the under eye area. Now, I love to apply eyeshadow to the under eye because if not, then a lot of times it just kind of tends to look unfinished. And as you can see, it kind of just like ties everything together. And I think we're ready. Lord help me. For them lying ass bitches, apparently. I'm gonna take this black, shut the fuck up, Maybelline, I guess, in black, because it's black eyeliner. And I'm just gonna go ahead and throw on some wings. I'll do a whole tutorial. I will do a whole tutorial on winged liner another time. But for right now, I just need to get this done because I have appointments today and I've got shit to do. Alright guys, so eyeliner is applied and we are back. So I'm going to go ahead and apply mascara. So the one that I've been using lately is the L'Oreal Lash Paradise. I want to say it is, I think, $7. So that's going to be the mascara that I have been using recently. It's the L'Oreal Lash Paradise from Walmart for like $8 at most. I don't want to justify spending $20-something on a mascara that I'm gonna have to throw out in a couple months anyway. That's just not my style, it's not my vibe. I ain't trying to deal with that shit. So for lips, I've been really digging the ColourPop matte liquid lipsticks. But ColourPop has been just that bitch for me lately. I have been absolutely loving their lipsticks. But now, what color do I want to go with? So I'm gonna go ahead and apply my lipstick and I will be right back. Alright guys, so I think that concludes today's video. Let me know in the comments what you guys think. What is your favorite drugstore product that you are currently using? I would love to know. I want to test it out. I want to see what's going on. I want to test out all the different products that you guys are currently loving. So tell me what you guys think. And I hope to see you back on my channel the next time that I shoot a video. Leave it down in the comments section below. And please, as always, do not forget to subscribe to my channel and hit that little bell notification so that way you guys know when I'm posting videos, so that way you can be on top of everything for yourself. Thank you so much for joining me today, guys. I really hope you enjoy the rest of your day. And as always, thank you for everything, and I will see you guys soon. Bye.